Hey team, I hope you're good, and I wanted to put a video today together all to highlight something that everybody might be completely forgetting about right now, which is the biggest adversities that you've already come over in your business. So like when you were kicking off your business, or at some point within your business, there was probably something that was actually even more challenging than what you're going through right now. As a global crisis, there's nothing that can really relate to what we're going through right now. But in terms of you, your business, being resourceful and getting over those tough challenges within your business, I want to invite you to first of all think about what those massive challenges were that you overcame in the past and managed to get out the other side even stronger than when you were in that awful position beforehand. And second of all, to actually drop it down below. Tell us exactly what it was, and I'll share one of the big ones that I went through with my business partner Jamie back when we ran our first ever, what I would consider as a proper business. I mean, I did plenty of things that I've shared here in IGTV and posts about picking wilts on the seashore and selling them to the fish market when I was a wee guy, and selling stuff in school and this, that, the other. But proper business, like large scale business, we looked at running a huge exhibition event in Scotland, which we ended up running for 5 years before it was acquired. But when we came up with the idea of it, it was actually at like 2 in the morning when I was having a conversation with a friend. The idea popped into my head and I just committed on the spot right there. It was 100% going to happen, going to run Scotland's biggest ever fitness event, and there was no questions asked. It was going to happen. Super excited. Decided to work on it with my pal Jamie, and we were both super excited about the prospect of bringing this to Scotland, what it could do for Scotland itself, for the people, for the companies that are in Scotland, and really bringing up the marketplace for everything around health and fitness. We were super excited about the impact it would have, about the business in general, and getting the opportunities to build this. It was an exciting prospect, and we were sure that first and foremost that we were going to have no problem selling tickets, no problem selling exhibition stands, and that was the key thing. It was pretty challenging first and foremost right at the very start of running that first year, because we were assuming that we were going to be able to just sell stands, just pick up the phone and somebody would be like, there's nothing like this in Scotland, we'll buy a stand, no problem, where do I send the check? Did not happen like that, absolutely not. We spent 3 or 4 months, both of us, Jamie in Aberdeen, myself in Glasgow, phoning. I would be writing emails at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, saving them into my draft folder so I could send them at 7 AM to a whole bunch of companies, trying out email versus phone to see if I had time to articulate it, would it come out better than being on a phone call? And guess what? Nobody wanted anything. We had already committed to close to £100,000 of contracted, personally liable to our contractors for venues, for carpets, for stands, for electrics, for stages, for so many different things. And we had to make it work, and we spent 3-4 months of picking up the phone and not making a single sale, but we had already been contracted. We were in so much stress, so much panic, and it's the type of work that you didn't want to get up in the morning to go and do again. It's literally seeing the same result from the same actions all the time. And first and foremost, how did we come over that one? It was pretty simple. We realised that we were using the same methods. We weren't getting a result, so we looked for opportunity elsewhere. We both started going on small courses, reading loads of blogs, watching YouTube videos, anywhere in which we could get ideas for business and marketing, we were doing that. And funnily enough, it was an idea that I actually learned on an online course in which they were talking about something that at the time wasn't even really called influencer marketing, but that's what they were talking about. And then we said, right, for the next few days we don't phone anybody. We just go and we get a few headline acts that will come to the show that won't cost us any money, but we can what we can exchange is we can offer them headline status. They'll be on posters, they'll be on our social media banners, they'll be in our Facebook ads, they'll be in our frequent social media posts, all of that stuff, so they're positioned as a headliner. We went out, we got 5 headliners, and then we started selling again. And what happened when we were able to actually attach some of their influence to what it is that we were selling? We started making sales. We made our first sale, which happened to actually be a large company in the industry, and we were able to then use them as another influencer to say, such as this company, and it became easier from there. But the key one that I was actually going to talk about was when we were 4 days out from running our first ever show, and we had sold thousands of tickets. We had pretty much sold out the exhibition space. Right at that point, we sold like the final stands literally as doors were about to open. I think it was like the day before. But 4 days out, Jamie and I are in Glasgow together, stressed out of our boxes because we're about £100,000 in debt. We are so in debt to a whole bunch of our contractors who have basically said to us, we're not turning up and we're not building this show unless we are paid. And Jamie and I, neither of us had come from a money background. There was no bailout of any kind here. There was nobody wanting to give us a loan last minute. There was nobody wanting to support. So we had to get really, really resourceful with that. Then on top of that, the headline speaker of the entire event got stopped at customs as he was coming into the country from America, and told that that even though he wasn't getting paid, again, we had done a creative contra deal here to bring them across, so there wasn't actually a fee associated to it, so we didn't think that we needed a specific visa for it. He then didn't get into the country, was told that he couldn't be at the show, and he was our headline act that people had bought tickets in their thousands for. So we were in a really, really tough situation there. Then on top of that, when we are about 36 hours from opening, we're expecting around £20,000 of protective flooring to go down so that we can run the show. We were told that we needed all of this protective flooring before we could run this show because there was a lot of barbells getting thrown about, and there was a lot of cars getting lifted by people, and loads of different things that could actually damage the event venue floor. And so we needed all that flooring. Again, we had done a creative deal to make that happen, and we were notified 36 hours before doors were actually opening, and it was the start of setting up the actual show, that we can't release it unless you pay full price for it. As I said, we were already super significantly in debt. We were looking at over £20,000 as a payment to get something that was essential. It literally wasn't even in the bank at that point. And so we had to get super resourceful again. So you've got none of the contractors are turning up. You've got the protective flooring that needs to go down before anything else needs to be paid for, and there's no money in the bank. You've got the headline speaker who has been told that he has to stay overnight in Glasgow, but he'll be going on a flight back home the next day. And we had to get really resourceful. And what happened? We managed to actually get the decision for him to have to leave the country turned around. We managed to get another supplier to deliver all of the flooring within 1 hour at 75% off of the price that we were looking at originally. And we managed to get every single one of the contractors to turn up and actually build the show by putting their trust in two 21-year-olds who promised that, we'll do it, it's gonna work, and we managed to make it happen. Now, the reason I tell you that story is, I can't describe to you how sick I felt in that moment, how awful that whole experience was, but off the back of it, that's why when people are saying to me all the time right now, I don't understand why you're so calm about this whole thing. And I'm saying, well, from a business standpoint, I've been in worse positions than right here. And what it really highlighted for me thinking about this today, and it's actually something that I think about all the time, whenever I'm about to do something that's quite stressful with business, or I'm going through anything that's stressful with business, I literally always think back to the way that I felt during some of those really, really tough moments back at the start of running businesses, because they were incredibly challenging on mental health, as well as finances and everything else. And when you actually put that in perspective, you first of all realize that business right now and the challenges that you're going through might not be as bad as you're thinking, and second of all, it highlights what you are capable of, and that you have come through serious adversity before and come out the other side of it. You have resourcefulness in you, and you have proven that before. It's not something you need to self-talk to yourself, it's literally you've done it before. And you know what? If you're new to business, there's other adversities in your life that you've had to be resourceful to overcome before. So think about what those are, and I would love to hear them down in the comments. I would love for you to hit that comment button and tell me what it is. The story that I just told you there isn't something that I've ever said publicly before. It's something that really, really challenged me and Jamie back in that moment, and honestly, you can hear my voice quivering at the moment, literally thinking about it. Back at that time, it was so unbelievably challenging that now I just feel like I can take on anything. And if you think back to the most challenging moments in your business, and potentially outside of business as well, and how you overcame them, it might put in perspective some things about the current situation that you're in. And if it doesn't put things in perspective, it'll at least highlight to you what you're capable of, and it'll put you in the right frame of mind to go out there and be resourceful and find the answers to this thing. Is the answers for you just saving the business? If that's it, if that is the best case scenario for you, just staying alive, then that's what you need to be resourceful around. If you are in a business in which you can continue to move the business forward during right now in this very moment, then be resourceful and go and search for those things as well. But please think about what those moments are, and I would love to hear about them down in the comments.